The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are the
This year, the WCHA Final Five makes its first appearance in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Today's second semifinal at Van Andel Arena showcases the Alaska Anchorage Seawolves against the team that won the McNaughton Cup as the regular season champs in the WCHA, the Ferris State Bulldogs. Last week in quarterfinal action in the WCHA playoffs, Alaska Anchorage advancing with a 2-1 series win on the road against the University of Alaska. Ferris State picked up a weekend sweep at home against Bemidji State. Hi there, friends. Welcome inside Van Andel Arena. I'm Dan Parkhurst with former Wisconsin and Colorado College head coach Jeff Sauer. And Coach Scott Zarnauzen scored the double overtime game winner that sent Ferris State to this weekend's Final Five. He's known more for his defense, and he'll leave his Bulldogs from the blue line.
Well, there's no question about it that Ferris State's a very balanced team, not only in goal, but all the way through their defense and forwards. Their defensemen are very quick. They're very mobile. They get the puck to the forwards, and that's where their strength comes, and he's certainly a leader for them on defense.
Matt Thomas is the head coach for the Alaska Anchorage Seawolves, and he calls Matt Bailey, his senior first-team All-WCHA member, the motor that drives that Seawolf team, and he'll be expected to do a lot tonight.
Matt Bailey's been a player for Anchorage the last couple of years that has been very dominant for their team and in the WCHA. You're going to see a lot of this young man on the ice tonight. He'll double shift. He'll play center for a couple other players along the way. Alaska Anchorage isn't very deep, but they have some really talented players in their first two lines, and you'll see Bailey a lot tonight on the ice.
On the line tonight, an opportunity to face off tomorrow against Minnesota State, winning over Bowling Green earlier today for a chance to win the Broadmoor Trophy as the WCHA Final Five champion. Alaska Anchorage taking on Ferris State in our second semifinal of the WCHA Final Five. Opening face-off coming up.
Here at Van Andel Arena, the second WCHA Final Five semifinal. Dan Parkhurst and Jeff Sauer, the coach upstairs, down at ice level. Dave Ellison, an interesting geographical matchup in this one.
Yeah, just a little bit up US 131 from here in Grand Rapids, guys. 56 miles to the Big Rapids campus of Ferris State University. They're the home team tonight. Why is Anchorage the visiting team? Well, not just because they're the lower seed. It's because if you hopped in the car from outside of Van Andel Arena and made that drive up to the last frontier, 61 hours, 3,820 miles. I hope you left a little early to make it down here to the Final Five, Anchorage fans.
And we also like to welcome in the Anchorage fans, folks across the state of Alaska being able to tune into today's game in live action. There you look, in that scrum, the starting netminder for the Seawolves will be Rob Gunderson, earning his 5th straight start. His last 4 games, all starts against the University of Alaska, and in those 4 games, a .922 save percentage and a goals against average of 2.22. So certainly a big part of leading his team through the quarterfinal series last weekend in that 2-1 series victory up at Carlson Center in Fairbanks. Other side of the ice, as you look at Gunderson's numbers there, the starting netminder, of course, will be the Hobie Baker finalist for the Ferris State Bulldogs. C.J. Mott stopped 60 of 62 last weekend, including a 26-save shutout in the Friday night victory against Bemidji State. 16 WCHA Defensive Player of the Week. He was also the National Player of the Month in all of college hockey back in December, a first-team member of the All-WCHA team. Head coaches for this one: Bob Daniels, a 2-time National Coach of the Year and Spencer Penrose Award winner. Also the WCHA Coach of the Year this year in Ferris State's inaugural season as members of the WCHA. The head coach for the Alaska Anchorage Seawolves is Matt Thomas. You see him there. His first season, Jeff Sauer, as the head coach up in Anchorage. And all he's done is lead his team to its first winning season since the 1992-93 season, so a great first campaign for Matt Thomas.
He's done an excellent job up there. Matt has worked extremely hard, done an excellent job. first-year coach and after a program that's had some struggles in the past few years. It came in, replaced Dave Shayak, and has gone to work. I talked to him here before the game. He said they're not a real deep team. They don't have a lot of depth, but he said that he feels if they play their game, they can play with any team in the country. And that's saying something for a team that started off the year with not a lot of promise, so to speak, from a press standpoint, but has worked extremely hard. The other three coaches in this tournament are not surprised at all that Anchorage is here and playing in the Final Five of the WCHA this year.
Bob Daniels' team winning the McNaughton Cup. It came down to the final night of the regular season to win that Broadmoor Trophy tomorrow night, but advancing their opportunities to play in the national tournament next week. Some pregame ceremonies out of the way, and we are set for semifinal game number 2 from here at Van Andel Arena. Bailey on the faceoff against Kane. Seawolves control the open. Kane blocked that one down at center ice. Thompson will clear it in. Stopped behind the net by Gunderson. Derek Dawkin will play it up the boards. It gets out into center ice. Bailey trying to work it deep. This will get deflected up and onto the Ferris State bench for a quick stoppage of play. Officials for today's game: Keith Surgott, Kevin Langseth, Wilson, and Matt Tyree will be the guys in stripes here today.
Talked to Matt Thompson before the game concerning his goaltender. I said, do you have confidence in your goaltender? It was an interesting answer. He said early in the season, no. He said the last 3-4 weeks of the season, I've been very pleased with his play.
Interesting scheduling quirk at the end of the year, Jeff, in that they finished up the Governor's Cup Series, the final weekend of the regular season, split that weekend series, but it was a shootout after Anchorage had won the final game of the season. They went to a shootout to decide who won the Governor's Cup, and Alaska won the Governor's Cup as a result of a shootout win, so it was strange to win a hockey game for the Seawolves and then watch the other team skate around with a trophy afterwards, but then they had to go right back up there. You think they use that as anything to build on going into that series? Opportunity here for a shot that gets wide.
They'll use any reason, I'm sure, and I'm sure Anchorage went in there with the attitude that they could win, and they came away with the wins.
Puck back around behind the net. Pushed up off the wall there by Robertson. Babinski can't jam it out of the zone. Back for Robertson, again kept in. Quaz, he gets his pocket pick there from behind. Stick lifted by Babinski before Quaz can get the shot away.
Got a little nervous if he would have moved it across. He had a wide open player on his left side.
Back into the zone, this shot going wide. That one from Tatchell. Coldwell sends it down the boards. Back for Coldwell again. A shot in, gets all the way through off the pad of Mott. It goes into the corner. Seawolves will have to chase this one back. It's going to get all the way in towards Gunderson. He'll bank it back, and it's eventually free behind the net for Coldwell. Able just to clear it to center. This puck cleared off the glass and into the zone by Brandon Anselmini. Rassel fights his way through center ice. Can't work it all the way down. Will be dumped in this time and played all the way to the back wall by Blake Lease. Dawkins pinching down, able to kick it back into the corner. Rassel has to shovel one back up towards the point. Fletcher tied up along the near wing wall. And we'll get a whistle here with 17:35 to go in the first and no score.
Interesting thing about the goaltender for Ferris State, Mott announced this week as a finalist for the Hobie Baker, but there's also a new award kind of close to my heart because Mike Richter, the goaltender for the New York Rangers, played for me in Wisconsin, but they've named the 5 finalists for the Mike Richter Award, first time ever in college hockey, best college goaltender, and Mott's name is not on that list, so he made the Hobie Baker final list, but did not make the Mike Richter final list for the first-year award.
I'll tell you what, it's been a year of the goaltender. There are plenty of guys all around college hockey. There are 3 guys coming into tonight who have goals against averages of under 2, and plenty of guys with save percentages up over 93%. So there's been great goaltending all around college hockey this year.
And that young freshman from Mankato, or from Minnesota State this afternoon, got a 6th shutout of the season. He's had a good year. Ooh, big
hammered in the corner. Yeah, and a penalty call coming up. Zarnausen got buried. But the Bulldogs will get a power play as this puck's cleared into the Alaska Anchorage end. Touched up there, and the first man advantage opportunity of the game will go to the Ferris State Bulldogs. A power play that's clicking at 17% on the year. Leading man on the power play, Matt Robertson. He's got 5 power play ties. You see the hit here again in the corner.
Brett Cameron came across, took a couple strides into the corner. It was a good shoulder-to-shoulder hit, but referee thought it should be a penalty, and they put him in the penalty box. But good, strong physical play here. Started off the bat. Ferris State gets a power play and an offensive zone faceoff.
Neither team in the opening semifinal today able to pick up a power play goal. Big opening faceoff win here on the kill to get it cleared for the Seawolves. Binkley back, gives it to Zarnausen. Near side pass, Buzzio lost it, and it's cleared. Picked up by Coldwell and sent to length.
Bob Daniels uses 3 different units on his power play. He kind of rolls the first 3 lines. He says that some of them have been consistent. His second power play unit has been pretty consistent for him most of the year, but got 3 different units that he uses and gives them an opportunity, and that gives him good competition through his lineup for guys that want to get on the power play, get an opportunity, they have some success, they continue to play out there.
No doubt this is a Ferris State team that's got some balanced scoring throughout. Many guys on the team with double digits in scoring on the season, and certainly plenty of guys who can open it up with some great skill as well. Corey Kane's had a great second half of the year. He scored some highlight reel goals for the Ferris State Bulldogs down the stretch. This centering pass will be picked off. Scott Allen, he's still got it. He'll work his way all the way in the offensive end here. Back for Quaz. Jordan Quaz will go back around behind the net, the senior out of Cochrane, Alberta. He's bumped off the puck, but helped kill off some time there on this Seawolf penalty kill.
Ferris hasn't gotten it set up in the zone as of yet. Really hasn't had a good opportunity to score.
This is Kane. He'll try to clear it around. Hoff will send it back around the far side. Mayhew. Back up at the point, a screen shot gets knocked down. Here comes Tatchell up ice. Tatchell, big part of the game-winning goal by Dewey last week in the final game of that series late as Kane works his way in, showing some of that magic with the moves, and it winds up on the stick of Mayhew, and he's able to lift it in and give the Bulldogs a 1-0 lead.
Power play goal, just 19 seconds left to go on the power play for the Bulldogs. A nice rush up the ice. Puck's on the outside, beats the first penalty killer, puts it out, kind of loses control of the puck. He didn't mean it to pass it back to Mayhew, but it ended up on his stick. He just loses it off the back end of the stick, goes off a skate of the Alaska player right onto Mayhew's stick, and he puts it away for a 1-0 lead.
5th goal of the year, 2nd power play goal of the season for the freshman, Mayhew. So no power play goals in the first game today, but 1-for-1 in the power play so far in our 2nd WCHA Final 5 semifinal and a 1-0 Bulldog lead. Puck gets banked to neutral. Kicked ahead by Williams. Gonna come back to him. He'll play it over to Truck. Truck's brother played for North Dakota. Graduating a couple years ago after a fine career. Spool. Got that over on the near side. Truck able to redirect it into the zone. Travis White here springs one out into center ice. Played ahead, and this one gets off Kletche deep into the zone. Back after it here, Sebelrud turned over though. Kyle Schemp, leading freshman scorer for this Ferris State team, in on the forecheck. Schemp trying to keep it in there at the line, but it does get out into center ice. Puck bounces through center. Trying to get a handle on it there. Panetta, he goes tumbling down. No doubt about it, you'll hear more from the Ferris State fans tonight, being Less than an hour away from here. Lots of folks have made the trip down from Big Rapids. That puck got lobbed high in the air and eventually came down at the feet of Shemp. Able to chip it across the line, but Blake Lease starts it back the other way. Get in the corner, Ansel Meany. Another lob clear, this one from the senior Garrett Thompson. Picking it up in stride, seeing it all the way. Buzzio finds some space, takes his shot, he scores! Justin Buzzio! He pulls it back, it goes upstairs. Ferris State a 2-0 lead.
Well, we played about 6.5 minutes, Dan, and there's only been a couple shots on goal. 2 of them have been on goal that have gone in for the Bulldogs, but that play was just kind of an excuse-me type pass out of the defensive zone up high. Only about 10 feet below the scoreboard. It came down. Bulldogs forward just maneuvered the Seahawk defenseman and scores the goal. Goaltender Gunderson goes down, and it goes between his legs, and 2-0 lead for the Bulldogs.
Buzzio, Windsor, Ontario native. 14th goal of the year, the 20th goal of Justin Buzzio's career, and the Ferris State Bulldogs have a 2-0 lead early in our second WCHA Final 5 semifinal. Well, if you joined us late, you missed a couple of goals already. Gerald Mayhew scored at 4:41, and then at 6:31, Justin Buzzio buried the second goal of the game for the Ferris State Bulldogs, who have a 2-0 lead already. Into the zone here goes Bailey. He centers one out in front. That's going to roll towards the crease, but gets knocked wide. Mayhew will lift this one up and out. Icing will be waved off as Chris Williams, a sophomore defenseman, goes back after it. Derek Dawkin now. Set up back behind his net. Dawkin still trying to work it away. Babinski was in there on the forecheck. All Dawkin can do is clear it out. McDonald will knock it into the zone. He runs into Williams, who stepped right into his lane. Check thrown in the corner, but Babinski will pick up this pass as he gets set up by Robertson. Binkley here at the midpoint. Played it over. This shot from McDonald gets deflected up and out of play. We'll head down to Dave Ellis, who wanted to tell us a little bit about Ferris State and what they felt last weekend.
Yeah, this was a team, guys, in Ferris State that led pretty much wire to wire in the regular season in the WCHA. And Bob Daniels is not a guy who pulls a lot of punches. He told us before the game the most pressure they felt all year was last weekend against Bemidji State, because he felt that for the success of this event that Ferris State had to be in Grand Rapids. Well, he got his wish, and you can see why they want to be here. Ferris State looking pretty good early.
Brought down 4 busloads of Ferris State fans from Big Rapids. Thatcher got that up and out to center ice. And then the others making the trek down on their own. Sevelrud was able to kick that to the corner. Quinn School ties up with a man over there. Still a battle for it on the wall. Comes free for Austin Sevelrud. He'll send it around. Ross, able to feed that ahead. Now a long feed cross ice is just too far in front there of Quinn School. Up the wall is played. Dewey kept it in, but Fletcher didn't quite get it out of the zone. Panetta had a chance, couldn't clear. Dewey's got it. Quaz will try to find it here. Quaz into the circle, towards the front, trying to hook up with Dewey. That's broken up and cleared down ice, this time by Dominic Panetta. Nice and foul coming up here. 11:22 to go in the first period. 2-0 the lead for the Bulldogs.
You can see the strength of Ferris State Bulldogs here. Their defensemen get the puck to the forwards very quickly. They make that first transition pass, and that's the most important pass for a defenseman. And then the forwards do a lot of things. They do a lot of things offensively crossing that blue line to try and get the Seawald defenseman to commit.
Fletcher gets tied up on the boards. Picked up and pushed back up towards the point by Cameron. Now with it at the midpoint, Coldwell. Shot and score! The shot from the point gets tipped by Cameron, I think. And 11:06 to go here in the first. The Seawolves are on the board. It's 2-1.
That's a great scoring play for young hockey players to take a look at. The defenseman interchanged the puck, a pass across. The defenseman took the shot, but he wasn't trying to score. He saw the player on the side of the net, kept it low. It's a great deflection by number 10 there in front of the net. Brett Cameron, but the shot is not on the goal. The shot is there for the tip, and Cameron came through and put it away, and we've got a hockey game here early in the first period.
Cameron out of Spruce Grove, Alberta, his 10th of the year. Puck to center. Here comes Bailey with some speed into the zone. Bailey, sharp angle shot. He had Mott leaning a little bit off the post there. The whistle will stop it down with 10:48 to go. But he had Mott moving in the wrong direction.
Ferris was lucky there. It was a quick whistle. The puck was never covered. Mott had the puck, but it deflected back out to the high slot. And if the whistle had not blown, the Seawold defenseman could have stepped in and taken the shot. But good pressure. Bailey, seen him a couple times already in this game. There he was there. He got an opportunity, good scoring opportunity on the Ferris State Bulldogs.
Well, not only is Bailey such a key part offensively, he also leads the team with a +17 rating on the year. Opportunity in front here as Kane tries to fight off a check in front and ends up tumbling into Gunderson. That knocks the net off. See where they send the face off with 10:38 to go in the first.
A referee signal that will stay in the zone. That means that the Ferris State player was hauled down coming through the slot by the defenseman. And the stoppage of play was caused by the player going into the net, but the reason he went into the net was because of the Seawolf defenseman.
Face off here to the right of Gunderson. Huff comes off the wall, had a little space there, gets the shot away, rebounds right in the crease, and he got knocked away by the defense. Derek Dawkin was able to steer that out of harm's way. Mayhew with this one, up into the high slot for Huff. Back up to the point, Zarnausen shot, got blocked down. Kane tried to backhand one while he was down on his knees. His puck played by Quaz. He gets it up off the wall and into the zone. Has a man working to the front. Quaz takes a shot. Mott makes the save, and he squeezes it off to hold on for a face-off here. Great opportunity back up at the other end of the ice. Puck came down in the blue paint, but it stays 2-1.
Mayhew in front of the net there. Looked like he got chopped down or got hit with the puck. He went to the bench and he was bent over, and they're still attending to him on the bench for the Bulldogs. But play in front of the net, looked like he got hit with the puck somewhere along the line, but as true of a hockey player, he'll be back in the next shift. Not like those soccer players.
I knew who that was for.
Just a comment, Dan, just a comment.
Oh, this puck cleared around the boards by Ryan Lowney. It does get out into center ice, carrying it back towards his zone. Here's Trupp, who gets ridden off along the wall. At the blue line, trying to keep it in. Anselmini couldn't do it. His pass just misses connections with Dusick. He was trying to slip between the defenders.
Mott makes a nice play to get a stick out and poke check the puck away.
Kenny Babinski. Now McDonald into the zone. Babinski couldn't quite find it there. Sebelrud will calm it down for the Seawolves. Trupp able to push this up into the zone. Trupp will send it around. Sean O'Rourke hit there in the corner, but he's able to clear. Blake Leask back after it in his own end. Right in on him, Dominic Panetta. This puck gets for Schemp. He'll throw one at the net that hit a leg and came back up to the point for Binkley. Panetta goes over far side after it. Picked up by Lasso, and this puck is cleared out. Foot race after it, and a good head of steam here. Shot from a sharp angle there by Hubbs. Is stopped by Mott as Dylan Hubbs showed some speed up there through center ice.
Just like this afternoon, Dan, another big rebound out there in front, just as Alaska was not able to jump on him.
Binkley ties up with a pair of Seawolves there in the corner. Gets back into the point. Dawkins tries a shot. Blocked down. Came loose. Mott over to make the save. Rassel got that bit away as the puck slid all the way through the low slot. Binkley here near side. Ferris State had a 2-0 lead in this one.
The goal really woke up the Seawolves there. They've come back with good jump and good energy here after they've scored that goal.
Buzzio, who scored that second Bulldog goal, has it here and plays it back behind the net. Mayhew and Buzzio have scored for the Bulldogs, but Brett Cameron has got the Seawolves on the board. And here's an opportunity, dragging it back around, getting the shot away, and that's just a sprawling stop made by Mott, as he just took all the ice away, laying prone on the ice.
Great move by Brett Cameron there to beat the defenseman.
Mayhew, a 3-on-2 back the other way into the zone. Mayhew gets this one, takes his shot, and he put it off the right post.
There's that soccer player, David, back out on the ice. Great rush up the ice.
Bailey after this one. Tied up by Zarnausen. Travis White has it here, sets it up for Mayhew. He'll clear it in, and Ferris State will get the line change going on here with under 7.5 to go in the first. Quaz will bank it off the boards. Tatchell will clear it in. Dewey tries to get after it. Anselmini plays it up the wall, intercepted by Tatchell. To the front for Quaz, it's up over the top. Lowney ties up in the corner with Brad Dewey. We had a goal in each game last week up in Fairbanks, including both game-winning goals. The Saturday game winner sending Alaska Anchorage here into the Final Five. Anselmini sends this up off the boards. It'll be gathered in and carried out to center ice. Babinski gets it into the zone, and once again we'll get a wholesale change here from the Ferris State Bulldogs. Severud along up ice feet here. Shot there from Cameron, gets deflected to the side of the net, and CJ Mott wants to slow things down and get a face-off. Bulldogs a 2-1 lead, but it's Brett Cameron's goal that has made it a one-goal contest here in Grand Rapids.
I asked both coaches before the game who were the best teams that they played against this year in the league. Both of them mentioned Minnesota State. Ferris State, of course, from Alaska's standpoint. Bowling Green, Alaska thought they were tough to play. Then I asked them who the toughest team was that they played across the country. Bob Daniels said Colgate was a very impressive team, and they played them early in the season and split with them at Colgate, but he was most impressed with that Ivy League team out there on the East Coast. And Matt Thomas said that Quinnipiac and Wisconsin were two of the teams that they played outside of conference that were tough to play against.
A lot of teams right there who are very much in the national picture when things get underway in the NCAA tournament next week. Of course, other conference battles going on tonight all around college hockey as Huck takes his puck out at center ice. A lot of semifinals going on tonight. Huck beats instant cross, and Coldwell has his man tied up. Cleared back in by Zarnausen. And actually it looks like it clipped the netting, so that will stop play. This season, Saturday baseball comes to Fox Sports 1, and it all starts April 5th as the Twins take on the Indians. Fox Sports 1 is your home for baseball every Saturday.
Good hockey game here, Dan. Both teams are working hard. There's been good rushes both ways, good physical play, and a little bit better pace than the game we saw earlier today in the first period.
And you gotta love the rally back quickly for the Seawolves, who were down 2-0 pretty much right out of the gate. Jason Binkley here for the Bulldogs, fires that through center. They get deflected. Derek Dawkins. And a turnover here and a centering feed just off the stick there. Buzzio was looking for his second, had that deflect up and out of play. 5.5 to go here. It stays 2-1. Ferris State leading 2-1. Able to win this weekend, win both games, try to solidify a #1 seed in the upcoming NCAA tournament. Already solidified their spot to play in the national tournament next week. Minnesota State coming into today, winning earlier. They're currently 12th in the pairwise. The pairwise rankings, the system used to best simulate what the NCAA uses when it selects its tournament field next weekend. You want to finish as high as you can. 16 teams make the NCAA tournament. Anselmini into the zone here. Tries to work that to the front. Check that, it was Babinski.
Bob Daniels has done an excellent job with this Ferris State program. 2 of the last 3 years, they've been in the NCAA tournament.
Oh, good. Dancing all the way to the championship game a couple years ago when the Frozen Four was in Tampa. That was the second of Coach Daniels' Spencer Penrose Award seasons as the National Coach of the Year. This puck will get cleared down ice. Up going in after it. Sproul trying to tie him up. Kane in helping out. Lifts one back up to the point. Ryan Lowney will send it back in around the wall. Mayhew after it here. Puck gets knocked away. Truck sends it out to center ice. Going in after it here, Ducey. Mayhew runs into some traffic. Huff will lift it off the boards. Not out of the zone. Truck keeps it in. One-timer here is blocked. Getting that bit away, Tanner Dusick, the freshman. Hudson Friesen gets that back up to the point. A shot in there. It's sitting loose as it hit bodies in front. Back for Tatchell, a shot. That one gets blocked.
Good pressure here by the Seawolves. Good forechecking pressure. Getting a lot of opportunities. Ferris State kind of running around. There they just bounce it off the glass down the boards and then take a icing.
WCHA Final Five this week, and you see 37 national championship teams have come out of WCHA since it was founded back in 1951. And my partner up here, Coach Jeff Sauer, he won a couple of those. We're saying there at the break, it's a lot of fun to win.
Sure makes sleeping a lot easier on the weekends, let's put it that way.
Puck in across the line, Thompson trying to jam it back out. We talked about it in the first game, something that Mike Hastings said on the media call earlier in the week, that anybody who looks past the WCHA team next week in the NCAA tournament's got another thing coming. Ferris State, certainly, as you saw there in the pairwise, very much an opportunity to even earn a top seed in the NCAA tournament. And we saw earlier today that if Minnesota State gets all the way through, they're going to be a tough task to take, as Mock able to eat that one up for a faceoff with 2:58 to go here in the first period. But once again, a Seawolf counterattack that results in a good scoring opportunity.
Seawolves have had better scoring opportunities than Ferris State has had here early on after Ferris went up by 2. But WCHA teams, boy, people say maybe it's not the Premier League and all of those types of things in relation to what's changed so far. But every one of these coaches said the second half of the year in the league, everybody was playing for something in every game. And that's unusual at the college level, but it certainly makes everybody better.
Bailey with a takeaway. He sets it up for Cameron, but his shot is lifted wide.
Great play by Bailey to get control of that puck. Nice quick pass. Good scoring opportunity again for the Seawolves.
Babinski able to work this one up to center. He's going to get a return feed. He's got some space. Babinski had it roll off his stick. Zarnausen able to keep this one in. Coldwell's got it. The junior out of Vancouver, Washington, played it over on the near side, and that's Dockin playing it up into center ice where Cameron gets tied up. Fletcher able to knock it into the zone here. Grassel played it across, and it's knocked out into center ice before being dumped right back in, so chasing it back behind his net, Quinn Sproul. Dependent at neutral. Cross ice feed will be chased down and swung down low by Huggs. He'll look to center one out. Picked up and backhanded out into neutral ice. Scooped up here, Panetta. That's a spin away on the boards. Lost an edge there. Mayhew after it in the corner. Puck pushed ahead here, and it'll be cleared up and out to center ice. Trying to hook up there with Hubs, but the pass deflected down, and a 3-on-2, but Schimp's been out there a while, so 3-on-2 erased as he heads to the bench, and Huff plays it down low. Binkley back at the point. Tries a shot through traffic. Kane was able to knock it down, but couldn't direct it on net. Goff now trying to come off the boards with it. He does. He gets a shot away, but that's blocked by Coldwell into the corner. Coldwell here. Played it over from Pettit. Able to force it out into neutral ice. And a stop here with 3/4 of a minute to go. And a penalty call will be assessed against Ferris State. Seawolves will get their first power play opportunity of the game here in the final minute of the first. An elbowing call going against Van Warmer. Check that Mayhew.
Mayhew, I think it was an interference call, Dan. He got in front of the Seawolf player coming out of the zone and interfered a bit. That's what the penalty was. It's in the box now for just a few seconds left here in the first period, but it's an all-important defensive zone face-off for Ferris State. Power play situation. Seawolves can get off a couple shots here. They win the draw. They've got control.
Well, Ferris State has 2 goals on 4 shots in the game, but otherwise it's been all Alaska Anchorage, and there's another chance as Allen tries to dance his way to the front. Claus springs that over towards the midpoint. Reese played down. Reese gets it back here. That gets off his sticks. Arnau's a chance to clear. Cannot. Tatchell has it. He'll take a shot. Alone in front was Allen, providing a screen and a tip as well. This puck gathered in by Thompson, and he clears.
Seawolves are taking it to Ferris State right now, getting some good scoring opportunities, even though it is on a power play. Getting the opportunity to put the puck away.
This puck cleared down ice, and that will do it in the first period. Ferris State skates to the locker room with a 2-1 lead, but Bulldogs basically surviving the last 15 minutes or so of that first period of play as Alaska Anchorage was able to take it to them and pick up 1 goal on their own, a Brett Cameron redirection goal to make it a 2-1 game here as we head to the first intermission. And who got out to the early 2-0 lead in this one. A couple of quick strikes right at the beginning.
First shot of the game. Forward comes down the left side. Looks like he lost control of the puck. Deflects off a Seawolf defenseman. Here's another great play. Just kind of patient. Shoots right through the 5-hole. Nice goal. It's 2-0 but here's the goal of the period, I think. The defenseman Coldwell does an excellent job of finding Cameron near the side of the net. He deflects it up over the goaltender Mott. Got a 2-1 hockey game. Good first period of action here.
2-1, Bulldogs lead after 1. Back with more from the WCHA Final 5 in Grand Rapids after this. Second period about to begin here at Van Andel Arena. Ferris State leading 2-1. Alaska Anchorage, great response after going down 2-0 to make it a 1-goal game as the Seawolves really carry much of the opening period of play and start the second period with a little over a minute left of the power play here. And an offside call will shut things down just 9 seconds into the second period.
Alaska Anchorage starts the second period the way they left off at the end of the first period. They've got the upper hand right now. They're taking it to them. Seawolves had 13 shots on goal. The Bulldogs only had 4, but the Bulldogs have that man advantage lead by 1 goal, 2-1.
Knocked down there is Allen, and a penalty call coming up here. It will put the Bulldogs down 2 men for 1 minute and 3 seconds. Zarnausen picking up the call. Charging the call assessed to him there, and a real big opportunity here for the Alaska Anchorage Seawolves.
5-on-3 situation here. Your goaltender's got to be your best penalty killer. Mott's been in this situation before during the course of the year. Ferris State's not afraid to play physical. They got a physical penalty right there. Tough one. Put them down 5-on-3. We'll see what the Seawolves can do.
Coldwell back up here at the point. Gave it to Tatchell. He'll switch spots. Tatchell's got a little space here. He'll swing it down low. Bailey's got it. Jams it into the crease, and it's cleared. It snuck through and was picked up on the far side by Thompson, and he found the space to send it down.
Mott was very fortunate there. The puck slid through. He didn't know where it was.
Blake Tatchell into the zone here. Tatchell holds as they set up the 5-on-3 power play. Now Coldwell. Coldwell of Bailey. His one-timer up off glass. Quas tries to calm down a bouncing puck there in the corner, gets a little help that pushes the puck back up to the point for Coldwell. Allen chipped it there. Now Bailey with it. Bailey will try a shot. That gets tipped up and out of play. Faceoff stays inside the zone. Still 10 seconds left. A 5-on-3 power play and 1:08 left in the power play overall.
5-on-3, what you've got to do is move the puck. Your defenders are going to play a triangle against you, 2 men to the puck. Your goaltender's going to try and play the angles. You got to move the puck, get that goaltender moving, and get a couple shots on goal.
Bailey was on the faceoff there, and now Tatchell has it. Tatchell, he'll try a shot. Tried to go back against the grain there. It went wide. Coldwell has it once again. Coldwell with a shot in. That one gets redirected up over the top. 1 man back as Bailey picks it up. Tatchell now. Working around the perimeter over to Bailey. Shot. That one got blocked in front by Travis White. Bailey's got it again. Back to Coldwell. Now Bailey. Trying to get it back to Coldwell. And it'll eventually be gathered in there by White and sent down the length of the ice. 30 seconds left at the power play as Bailey has it here. Bailey has 12 career power play goals as he walks into the zone. Taken away, and this one cleared down the length of the ice by the senior Andy Huff. Williams goes back after it. Pettit, he'll walk his way into the zone. Pettit tried to go across with the pass there. That one's blocked by Huff. Cameron now, as the Bulldogs get back to full strength. So they survive those 2 consecutive power play opportunities for the Seawolves, including the extended 5-on-3. Bulldogs trying to work it up and out of the zone here. But the Seawolves keep the pressure alive as Cameron plays it back to the point for a shot by Williams that goes wide. Buzzio. Got that knocked away. Lowney gets this one up and out to center ice. Back into the zone, trying to walk through traffic is Buzzio. Buzzio will now try to wrap it in from the goal line right, but that's blocked back behind the net. See if the successful penalty kill can help get Ferris State going here. As Coach Sauer mentioned, just 4 shots on goal in that first period for the Bulldogs, though they did score on 2 of them. Derek Dawkin. Clear this one and then try to get after it. Brandon Anselmini will send it up on the far side. Now a long up ice feed. Just misses connections with Huff, but there'll be no icing as Huff gets in after it. Huff's pass back here. A shot up and over the top. Might have been deflected. Mayhew looking for his second of the game. Faceoff will stay in the zone, so deflected up and off the playing surface.
We've mentioned that name quite a bit tonight. Mayhew seems to be in the right position, the right time. Nice pass out of the corner. Good physical play. Won the battle in the corner. Got control. Put it out in front. Mayhew got the shot, but it deflected up over into the netting and go back to a faceoff.
Kane out there on the faceoff with Mayhew and Huff, that line for the Bulldogs currently, but Cameron's able to get out into neutral ice here. Woken up at the line. Cameron chipped up a man there, so he'll head to the box. Kane works into the zone here, tries to flip one to the net, and Allen will glove it down. Ferris State will get its second power play chance of the game. Cameron, just prone on the ice there, was trying to reach toward a loose puck and ended up taking a man down.
Yeah, he didn't mean to take that penalty. He was trying to make a defensive play on the puck and just got his stick underneath the skate, and he went down for a tripping penalty. But again, the Seawolves are playing a good physical game here, and they're winning the battles, especially in their own zone, in the offensive zone, excuse me, and they're getting some shots on goal. The shots on goal, again, are still only 14-4 in favor of the Seawolves. The Bulldogs have only gotten 4 shots on goal. 2 of them have gone in, but still, that's not a lot of shots for a team that's got a high-powered and a first team in the league.
It's been almost 18 minutes since Ferris State had a shot on goal. Penalty call coming up here. Gonna go against the Bulldogs, I think. High sticking call, I think, on Buzzio, and that'll be a 10-second power play for the Bulldogs, and we'll go to 4-on-4.
That happened awfully quick right off the faceoff, went behind the net, and two players collided there, and Buzzio got his stick up high, and that's why called it a high stick. Puck goes off the face-off behind the net, and they get in, and Buzzio does come up with his stick, and he does make contact with the head. And in any type of hockey, there's no legal contact to the head. By getting the stick up there, it was a penalty, and now we're to a 4-on-4 situation.
Tatchell tried to get that back up to the point for Sevelrud, but it will go back into the Seawolf end. Gunderson plays it for Austin Sevelrud. Now Quinn Sproul. Quaz had it knocked off his stick at the line. Tatchell tries to find it, and that deflection at the line enough to force the play offside. 4-on-4 will continue for another minute and a half here.
I don't know what it appears, how it appears to you, Dan, but it appears that Ferris State is playing very tentative. They're sitting back waiting for the Seawolves to come at them instead of really putting pressure on here early in the second period.
I think you're exactly right. A couple of early shifts in the game. They showed good speed up ice and good speed on the forecheck and trying to create some havoc, and just trying to find their game here, as it has been now close to 20 minutes since a shot on goal for the Ferris State Bulldogs. At least with this one. Bailey got into the zone. Battle on the wall will be cleared out by Huff. Colwell goes back into his end to get after it here. Leask will weave his way into offensive end. Lost an edge, able to get up and play it down the boards. Bailey will try to push it to the corner. Zarnausen gets a stick on it there to push it for Babinski. Now it's back for Scott Zarnausen, the senior defenseman out of Macomb, Michigan. Able to get it up to the line, but not deep into the zone. Seawolves have it back here. Lifted in the air by Williams at the line. That hits Quas. And we're going to get an offside call whistle down here. 14:47 to go in the second period. Still a one-goal lead for the Ferris State Bulldogs. It's 2-1 here at the WCHA Final Five.
Okay.
Well, what's the time we'll get to? Roughly 14, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Good enough for government work.
What did you say Bob Daniels said about the first period? Typical coach.
Want to go down to Dave or something on that? Bulldogs have a 2-1 lead in this one. It's going to 4-on-4 here at Van Andel Arena. And that shot, that one gets wide of the net. And Wart getting that bit away, might have been deflected. Dawkins tying up in the corner with McDonald. Williams able to knock it into the corner again. McDonald gets it, sends it back up to the point. Binkley clears it down. Centering feed gets all the way up to the midpoint there for O'Rourke. He gets a shot away through traffic, but again goes wide. Nice play by Babinski here to dig a puck free. Able to flip that one on net. Not much of a shot, but it does get on cage. And almost a full 20 minutes have gone by before Ferris State able to redirect the puck there on Gunderson in the Alaska Anchorage net.
Bob Daniels, the coach of Ferris State, at the end of the first period said the only good thing about the first period for his team was the score. They were ahead 2-1.
A couple of seconds here as the overlapping penalties will reach their end now with Buzzio coming out of the box. We're back to even strength 5-on-5. As Scott Allen clears this one around the wall. It'll be banked out by Van Warmer, but right back into the zone comes Allen. Allen will try a shot, and a save by Mata, juggling rebound there, but he is able to get a cover and a face-off. With 13:51 to go here in the second period, Anchorage continues to play very well here. And Jeff, you have to think that going into last weekend's series, as we get another look here at this opportunity, that Alaska Anchorage team was going into play a Alaska Annex team that had won 9 of 11 games to close out the regular season and was playing some of the best hockey in all of the WCHA. This is a battle-hardened Alaska Anchorage team coming out of that quarterfinal series win.
No question that series made them a battle-tough team, as you say. And right there, that save by Mott, it just looks to me like Ferris State's playing very tentative and from the goaltender on out here, especially with juggling the puck there on a fairly easy shot from the point.
Tatchell got a shot away there. Another turnover. Quaz trying to play it to Tatchell. Back for Quaz, gets a shot away, and that got blocked in front and cleared. And we'll get all the way down for an icing call here. So Ferris State will have to withstand another in-zone face-off. As the line that scored that big game-winning goal in Game 3 last week up at Alaska. Dewey out there right now with his line mates, Quaz and Tatchell.
You got to give Alaska credit. It's such a long way to travel, as Dave alluded to, the number of miles between here and there. Travel last weekend up to Fairbanks. They certainly, if they're an experienced travel team, if there's another experienced travel team other than Fairbanks, these two teams have traveled. They know how to get good rest to get ready to play, and certainly Alaska Anchorage here has put it all together tonight so far in this game, although they're behind by a goal.
Tatchell with it again, trying to play that over for Dewey. It's blocked down. Tatchell trying to come away with it off the wall. Eventually gets to Kletcha here at center ice. Kletcha will bank it in. Kyle Schemp couldn't chase that down. Kletcha will pick up the puck in the corner. He'll play it behind the net for Schemp. His centering pass, it's a blind feed. It goes back for O'Rourke. He tries a shot. That got deflected down, and now a 3-on-2 if they can hustle it ahead. Quaz goes cross ice for Tatchell. Back for Quaz. Over to the middle. Backhand shot. Score! It's Caldwell, the defenseman, up into the attack. This game tied up 2-2.
Defenseman jumped into the play here on the back door. Caldwell jumped into the play on the back door. It ended up being a 4-on-2 rush. Dan, as we come up the ice, you'll see the turnover in the zone. They come out of the zone. Here's the pass across ice. There's 4 guys here in the picture. You'll see, and there's the goal scorer. Caldwell goes to the front of the net. Nice backhand play. There's a jam up in front. Contact, shot. Mott doesn't come up with a save, and it's a tie hockey game.
Officials are going to take a look at it on the review here. Does hold. You can see right there, Caldwell will get credit for his 6th goal of the season. Getting back to a point I made a couple minutes ago when that little flip shot got in towards Gunderson. That one isn't even ruled a shot on goal, as was going wide of the net when he grabbed it with the glove. So it has now been more than a full period since Ferris State has actually gotten a shot in on net. Looking at the overhead here, see what they're taking a peek at. Probably trying to check to see if anything was interfering with Mott's ability to play the puck in the crease. Does get hit with a stick, but it's his own defenseman's skate that makes any kind of contact with Mott there.
Yeah, I think that's going to be ruled a good goal. It was a good play behind, the 2 guys fighting in front of the net. Good backhand by Caldwell. He jumped in as a defenseman, jumped into the rush.
It is. Good goal.
Good call by the referees. Good call by the replay officials upstairs.
Never hurts to take a look, though, if you have any question about it.
Every goal this weekend is being reviewed. The referees don't start play again until the goal is reviewed. So whether it's a clean goal or not, they're all going to be reviewed, and they're not going to drop the puck until everyone makes sure that a goal has been scored.
So we are all even here in the second WCHA Final 5 semifinal. Caldwell gets credit for the goal.
The Seawolves have worked hard, and They deserve to be back in this game, and they certainly have come on strong here in the second period.
This puck gets all the way into Gunderson, looking forced to cover up for a face-off. Little mix-up there along the backboards after the whistle.
Our producer in the truck, Matt Hoover, says that was a shot on goal, but it came from the red line. That's a long way away from the net.
Rob Gunderson should be able to stop those.
That's almost as far away as Alaska is. I got a text here at the end of the first period from good friend Doyle Wood. He's watching the game up in Alaska, former sports writer for the hockey team in Anchorage, and he said, Coach Sauer, you certainly have a face for radio, and that's for sure.
Icing call coming up here. And we're glad to have all the folks up in Alaska along with us here today.
All those good places up there. Being a member of the Pizza Tasters of America Club, you know, the Moose's Tooth in Alaska is a good place to get a pizza. Hopefully they'll send me a free one for mentioning them on the air.
At least a coupon for the next time you go up.
There you go.
Out to center ice. Babinski will try to find this and clear it into the zone. Leask on it here. Coldwell. Up into the zone. Cameron gives it back for Bailey. He'll try a shot off the stick of Zarnow's, and that one's out of play.
Just the Seawolves are playing with a great deal of confidence here. They're not stepping back with this first place team that won the McNaughton Cup. They're not stepping back lightly. They've come in here with an attitude to win. I asked Coach before the game if he was pleased to be here. He says, yeah, we're pleased to be here, but we're more pleased when we come in and we're pleased if we win here, is what he was talking about. Not just happy to be here, he's planning to win here. So far, the game plan's working pretty well for him.
Trying to send Buzzio up ice here. The pass gets knocked down. And Warmer in for a shot here. That one whistles wide. O'Rourke contains at the line. Eric Van Warmer following half boards. He'll throw one across in front. O'Rourke sending it back down the wall and into the corner. Poole gets hit there. Still has it though. Gets a little help in the corner there from Zach Rassel. Now Rassel will be able to work up and out to center ice. Rassel up the middle and into the zone. Drops it back. Hubs shot. Save made. Rebound. Score! A bad rebound there. And the Seawolves make it count. Rassel, a 3-2 lead for Alaska Anchorage.
Again, Mott just doesn't look comfortable in the net. Shot from above the face-off circle should basically be a pretty easy save. He isn't able to control it. Comes off a nice drop pass on the blue line shot. Hits him in the chest. He just doesn't control the rebound. And Seawolves are right there on the doorstep, and they take the lead 4-3 or 3-2.
Matt Thomas said yesterday he was real happy with how his third and fourth lines were battling and providing scoring when they needed to. Tanner Dusick did so last weekend in the quarterfinal round. He's the fourth line center. Zach Rassel, the third line center, picks up a huge goal there to put the Seawolves on top 3-2. And another chance into the zone. A sharp angle bid there that's denied by Mott. Huff picks it up and he turns it over. Centering feed, trying to gain connections there in front of the net with Dawkin, but that's knocked aside. Dawkin will be able to backhand this one in off the glass. Kane taken away there. It's Dewey, but it'll be dumped down deep now into the Alaska Anchorage end, nearing the midpoint of the game. The Seawolves have scored 3 unanswered to take a 1-goal lead in this one. Face off, come out at center ice. We go to 3-2 the lead here. As Alaska Anchorage, team that finished 6th in the WCHA regular season, picking up a win over number 3 Alaska last week in the quarterfinals, now trying to upend the top seed in the WCHA playoffs, the Ferris State Bulldogs. A long way to go in this one though, Coach Sauer, but Bulldogs need to find their legs.
They're just not playing with a sense of urgency. Maybe they're comfortable with the fact that they know that they're going to get a bid to the NCAA tournament. But the bottom line here is Alaska's really taken a play to them here in the last period and a half.
Jason Binkley, the junior defenseman and all-league member, able to clear that up off the boards. Ferris State unable to once again gain clean possession of the offensive line. Leask has it here for the Seawolves. They'll be able to play this one ahead, Friesen. Backhanded up off the boards there by Quinn Sproul. Binkley's got it back. Buzzio will try to chase this down for Ferris State. He and Sproul go down the corner, but Sproul winds up coming away with it. Quinn Sproul. Headman feed there is redirected into the zone. Dusick tries to walk up the middle. A shot and a score! Hudson Friesen! The third line scored. Now the fourth line has scored. And it's a 4-2 lead for the Seawolves.
Another lazy play by the Ferris State defenseman. Just didn't tie people up on the blue line. They let the forward get through with the puck. Friesen, he kept going to the net. The rebound pass comes across in front of the net. He puts it away. Nice play to the outside. Ferris State defensemen just don't mind and take care of the puck. They both go for the same player. See what happens here. He keeps control of the puck, dumps it across. Friesen's Johnny on the puck, puts it away.
Well, no wonder Matt Thomas has been pretty pleased with the way his third and fourth lines have been competing. A big part of this second period and a big part of this 4-2 lead for the Seawolves. Ryan Lowney, right ahead to Huff. Long shot in there. Schemp will be gloved and held on to by Gunderson. But it has been a Seawolf attack here in the second period. 4 unanswered goals for Alaska Anchorage and a 4-2 lead here in the WCHA Final 5 semifinals.
Dan, I talked to Matt Thomas before the game, and he said that we're really a two-line team. We double shift Bailey. We do a few things along the way, but boy, he's getting production out of a lot of people in his roster right now. I'm sure he's very pleased about it. Bottom line is the shots right now, with 8 minutes to go in the second period, are 21 in favor of the Seawolves and just 5 for the Ferris State Bulldogs. Certainly something that the Bulldogs haven't been used to this year.
Trying to push this one to the front is Robertson. Zarnausen sends it to the corner. That gets through Robertson over to the far side. Scott Allen after it. And it will get out to center ice, Cameron. Cameron going after it here, working in on Zarnausen. Cameron a shot, then one's kicked to the far side by C.J. Mott. Babinski up into the zone, looking for some help. That deflects down, an opportunity here, but Gunderson makes the pad stop. First time he's been really tested in a while. He's equal to the task. Zarnausen sends this ahead into the zone. Thompson shoots and he scores! Garrett Thompson makes it a one-goal game for the Bulldogs. It's a 4-3 lead for Alaska Anchorage with 7:10 to go in the second.
They must be listening to us upstairs here, knowing that they had to get back in the game here. 4 unanswered goals for the Seawolves. Ferris State comes down and gets a good play on Gunderson. He makes a tough save right off the bat. But here's a nice passing play coming into the zone across. Beats the goaltender Gunderson low on the stick side. Nice play, nice pass. Open net. He just pulls the puck back to his forehand, puts it over the glove side or the stick side of Gunderson for a back to a 1-goal lead here for the Seawolves.
Bulldogs have it here. Goal scorer Thompson will send it down low. Sevelrue ties up with a man there. The puck ends up on the stick of Tatchell. He'll work to center. Plays this for Dewey. Dewey able to get it back up to the point. Sproul sends it right down around the wall. It'll get to the far side for Quaz. And now Dewey. See if this can lift some energy into the Ferris State team. They make it a 4-3 game. And we'll get an icing call assessed here. against the Ferris State Bulldogs with 6.5 minutes remaining here in the second period.
Even the body language of Ferris State, even though they can't change because of the icing, but they're bent over. They look like they're a bit tired, leg tired, so to speak here. Not a good sign here. This time of the second period, they should be fresh and ready to go. Playing at home last weekend, didn't have to travel very far to get here.
Well, another thing Matt Thomas said on the conference call earlier this week, somebody asked him if the series and the travel would tire them, and he said it will re-energize us. And that's been pretty appropriate so far in today's action. A 4-3 lead as this puck gets knocked down, and there's a bid coming off the stick of Hubbs that goes wide. Andy Huff up ice here by himself. Rest of his line mates are changing. He'll get it down into the corner before he's knocked off the puck. Puck gets ahead here. Huff will get it back. He's got some space. He'll take a shot, and Gunderson will make the save and hold on with the glove.
Up until that last few shots on goal here against Gunderson, the first shot of the period by Ferris State was from outside almost the red line on the goaltender. So they do have shots up to 9 now, but Seawolves are still way ahead with 22 shots on goal so far in this game and 4 goals scored.
Face off here to the right of Gunderson. Schemp against Bailey. Coldwell here. Played around by Leask. It gets out in the center. Lifted back into the zone by Travis White. Bailey takes the feed. They'll walk it ahead and into the zone. Bailey tries a shot. That one's up off the glass. Cameron trying to find it. Hit by Zarnausen in the corner. White will send it around. Pitching down there, Blake Leask. Now Allen and Cameron combine to work it down into the corner. Cameron. Now he's in a battle with Zarnausen. Played back up to the point, over for Bailey. Oh, off the heel of his stick. He wanted to let the one-timer go, but couldn't make clean contact. Schemp back the other way. Leaves it for McDonald. Broken up, Trupp cut down his angle, will let him get to the front. Now it's back for a shot. That one gets deflected into the corner. Cameron here. Huff trying to take it away. Huff with it. His centering pass is knocked aside. Thrown back up to the point for Lowney. He goes cross ice with it. Binkley. He'll send it to the front for a score. Redirected in by Andy Huff. We're back to all square. It's 4-4.
Exciting second period here, Dan. A lot of scoring. All of a sudden, Ferris State decided to wake up and go to work. And one of the Trump, the Alaska forward, had lost his stick, so he was able to make it a little easier for Ferris State to get the pass through. But they moved the puck well here. You can see he's without his stick, puts it in front. The defenseman for Seawolves don't cover man in front of the net. He's wide open. Nice deflection. Gunderson has no chance. And we've got a tie hockey game here late in the second period.
Sproul going back in after it here. Crazy second period. That's the 5th goal here in the middle frame as this gets in and Mott has to come up and try to sweep it aside.
Interesting stat, the last time Ferris State had 4 goals scored on them was back in January by Minnesota State.
Trupp with it here. He'll play it back behind the net, but it'll be Thompson who's able to lob it out. Austin Sevelrud right back into the zone. Cleared it down into the corner. Garrett Thompson gave it to Lowney. Now Binkley. Ahead to Buzzio, and he'll backhand it in. Dewey takes it here with 3:30 to go in the second period. That got knocked down at center ice with a hand. The hand pass whistled down. A 4-4 game. Andy Huff, the most recent goal to tie this one up here in Grand Rapids. 4-4 the score here. Bob Daniels wasn't happy with the first period. He's not going to be happy with the second period either, Coach Sauer, except for the fact that once his team went down 2 goals, they seemed to finally find something and play with a little bit more energy and a little more desperation as well.
Well, the desperation and energy are 2 important words. That's exactly what happened. This was getting away from them here. The Seawolves were winning the battles, doing something. They had to come back and get something. 4 unanswered goals. Then they turn around and come back and score a couple and tie it up. But we're setting up a good third period here because Seawolves have still dominated play in this hockey game, and just by the luck of a couple breakdowns and a couple turnovers, Ferris State has gotten themselves back in at a tie situation here late in the second period.
Face-off control by the Bulldogs, but Williams will keep it in at the right point. Quas gave this to Tatchell. Takes a bump in the corner, but Binsky will be able to work it out in the neutral ice. But bank it in off Glass, try to get after it himself. Williams able to knock it into the corner. Those 2 will tangle up there as Tatchell plays this ahead. Quas redirects one out in the neutral ice. Anselmini will throw it right back into the zone. Dawkin from center. Got it into the zone, but not deep. Zarnausen able to work that one ahead to Buzzio. He gets knocked down by Quaz. Dawkin on it once again. Giving away to Buzzio. Sent it towards the front. He's trying to hook up there with Thompson, who is sneaking behind the defenders. Buzzio's got it back here for Ferris State. Back up to the point. That shot by White gets blocked. Williams for the Seawolves. To Cameron. Now Quaz out at the line, just has to throw that one into neutral ice. Zarnausen picks it up. He'll be able to feed it into the zone. It's back for a shot there. Mayhew had that blocked by Williams. And Zarnausen, the fine defenseman for Ferris State, works slowly over to the bench.
He got caught with a hip check there that he was kind of wincing towards his knee. That was not good for Ferris State. He's their best defenseman. We'll watch to see to make sure that he comes back.
This puck will get all the way down for an icing call with 1:38 to go here in the second period. A 4-4 game. Get a look down at the bench at Zarnausen as he gets some attention from the athletic training staff of the Ferris State Bulldogs.
He just kind of off balance and he got caught the wrong way, and it looked like he was holding his knee as he went off the ice, but he's standing up. Here it comes right here. You can just see that kind of made collision, kind of knee-to-knee collision, and those are the things you don't like to see in hockey. Those are dangerous plays, and they're not intentional. It just happens, but knees are very important to a hockey player. And he's one of their most important players in this defensive core for Ferris State.
And also one of the 10 finalists for the Senior Class Award this year in college hockey. Zarnausen, the second team all WCHA player into the zone though. Here comes a first teamer, and Bailey to get a shot away that's shrugged off there by Mott. Picked up here by Mayhew. He tries to roll it through and nearly did so, but just slipped it too far in front, so he couldn't chase it down. Cameron has this in his skates off the feed from Bailey, and instead it'll be played by Binkley back up through center ice where it gets redirected in by McDonald. Babinski going back behind the net. Backhands it up to the point. Shot in off the backboards there by White. Under 50 seconds to go here in the second period. That is now a 4-4 game. Zarnausen back out there. That's good to see. He's got it here at the half boards. Zarnausen wanted to center, but the pass was knocked away before it got through to Robertson. Sevelwood. Clear this one around. At the line, it's out to center ice. White dumped it back in, but there'll be plenty of time now for the Seawolves to gain control as Ferris State Bulldogs have to touch up there on the delayed offside. Van Warmer in on the forecheck, forces Sevelroot out from behind the net. Able to clear that ahead, and it'll be backhanded in by Dylan Hubbs. Continued around by Mott, but we'll get through Thompson out in the neutral ice. Quinn Sproul on it here. Gave it to Pettit as the second period. An adventurous one comes to an end here in Grand Rapids. as we skate to the locker room here after 40 minutes in a 4-4 tie. 2-1 lead for Ferris State after one, but in the second period, the Seawolves strike for 3, only to see Ferris State bounce right back with a pair of goals to tie the game up at 4-4 here as we head to the second intermission. Garrett Thompson working his way over towards Dave Ellis down at ice level. He'll join us in just a couple of minutes as Thompson got one of those second period goals to help Ferris State battle back into the 4-4 tie. Let's go down to Dave.
Garrett, doesn't matter how we got here. This is a 20-minute hockey game now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, back to 0-0 hockey.
Team leader with 16 goals. Any bigger than that one this year?
You know, I think just it's team effort. I don't want to talk too much individualistics here, but I think it's a team that's got us here, and everybody's contributing, and, you know, I owe it to all the guys.
We'll see you for the third period. Nice job.
Thank you very much.
That's senior Garrett Thompson. Guys, put the Bulldogs back in the game. We got an interesting third period coming.
It's an interesting game, no question about it, Dave. Just the way that the games have been, or the way the goals have been scored.
4-4 the score. Back with a second intermission after this. Four to four the score here. Second intermission of our second WCHA Final Five semifinal. Dan Parker's upstairs with the coach, Jeff Sauer. And Coach, you want highlights? Here they come. 5 goals scored in that second period of play.
A lot of activity, a lot of action. Here's a nice 4-man rush. Defenseman jumps into the play and ends up scoring a goal. Nice play by the Seawolves. Here's another nice drop pass just coming off. Mott doesn't control the rebound and comes right back to him. Here the Seawolves outfight 2 Ferris State defensemen, score the goal. Nice passing play, nice shot. Ferris State gets themselves back in the game here. The Seawolves forward loses his stick, not able to use his stick to deflect the puck. Nice scoring opportunity. We've got a 4-on-4 hockey game.
4-4 the score. We'll roll along with more of the intermission after this. Ferris State and Alaska Anchorage head to the third period, looking to advance to tomorrow's title game. Back here at Van Andel Arena, you see there Chris Kamal in the lineup, back in the net here for the Alaska Anchorage Seawolves. Rob Gunderson on the bench. Team tied up here at 4-4. Oh, Coach, as I turn my attention to Jeff Sauer here, a statement being made. You wonder if maybe something's wrong with Gunderson. A couple of bang-bang plays, those 2 goals there at the end of the period. They got Ferris State back into this one at 4-4.
Well, they're both seniors, goaltenders, and Kamal, I know, has been a good goaltender for him the last couple of years. So maybe just a coach's decision here to keep the momentum going here for the Seawolves.
Mayhew goes after this in the corner. Dave Ellis made a good point in his interview with Garrett Thompson there at the end of that period. It's all even now, so doesn't matter how your teams have played to this point, really. All that matters is how you play in this final 20 minutes of action. Back up at the point, White. Kamal able to knock it to the backboards as it tried to hop to the front of the net off the wall. Allen here. Allen ahead for Tatchell. Shot in, glove down by Mott. This up ice feed gets knocked down. Buzzio and Van Warmer are able to get it over to the far side. Zarnausen back in his end here. Getting away from Quaz. Zarnausen gets it to Van Warmer at center ice. Sends a man back behind the defense, and Thompson a shot! And how's that for being tested when you come into the game in the third period? A glove save by Kamal.
For a guy coming in not being warmed up, hasn't seen a puck until since warm-ups. Great breakaway save there by Kamal, and he's in the game now, whether he wants to be or not. He's in the game and made a statement here right off the bat on the first shot by Ferris State in the third period.
Babinski tries to come off the boards with it. His centering pass, though, gets knocked aside. Quaz with it here. He'll try to spring a man back the other way, but that's too far in front of Tatchell. Quaz here again trying to force a turnover, but this puck will be lifted up and out. Coldwell.
It's interesting right now, Dan. Alaska needs to win this tournament to get a bid to the NCAA tournament. Ferris State knows that they are going to go. But again, you're competitive, 20 minutes, college hockey players, they want to win. It'll be interesting to see how this third period pans out.
Dewey tried to fight through some traffic there, and he'll be able to chase down a puck and work it deep. 2 minutes into this third period of play, as we had a collision there at the side of the net that sent Babinski tumbling. And he's slow to get up and work his way towards the bench. Coldwell goes back after it in his own end here. Austin Coldwell. The junior defenseman got that up in the center ice. Puck will be shoveled down low by Dylan Hubbs. Rassel gets in after it. Zarnausen knocks down Hubbs. Rassel comes away with it. Rassel controlling. Tied up with Mayhew. Pettit tried to work it to the corner. It comes free now for Mayhew, and he'll be able to get it up and out to center ice. It's Corey Kane. He'll be able to backhand that one in from center. Spool going back after it. Now Rassel circles it back around behind Kamal and the Alaska Anchorage net. And now he'll work up ice. Trying to backhand that one in. Zach Rassel. This puck sits between the circles. A shot blocked down. Stepping into the bid was Pettit. Quickly back the other way, Thompson. Coldwell fell down. Thompson has it. Coldwell to Buzzio, a shot, and that's off the shoulder of Kamal and wide. Cameron here able to work it over. Coldwell will carry to neutral ice. Coldwell stepping in, working it down into the corner. The defenseman in after it here. His pass up in the air. Cameron could just kick it down, and now Binkley has it for the Bulldogs. Coldwell out at center. This one played ahead for Allen. He's into the zone. Allen couldn't get a shot away. Now he gets stapled up into the near wing wall. Sevelrooth. Tied up, trying to keep it in. Cannot. Maybe numbers up ahead into the zone. McDonald. Seawolves trying to get back. A shot there. Got blocked down in that traffic in front. Never got all the way through to Kamal. The centering pass and getting buried out in front. Trying to reach for that puck was Shemp. Check that, it was Kane. Now it does get out into center ice. White gets turned aside. Actually, it was Shemp. He tries to gain the line here. It's back for McDonald. He'll give it back for Shemp. A shot and a save made by Kamal. Now Spool. Carries it up into the zone. A long slap shot. Plenty on it, but wide and off the glass. Tacho can't grab a hold of it. Quaz keeps it in, tries to play it to the front. Bouncing puck there, came right down for Tatchell, but he's denied by Mott. Quaz on it again. Long up ice feed here by Williams. In for Dewey, back for Tatchell, a shot and a save, and it'll be corralled and covered there by Mott for a face-off as we near 5 minutes gone by here in the third period of this 4-4 game.
Good body check, good physical play in front of the net by the captain of the Seawolves. Bailey knocking down that Ferris State forward, but good anticipation here by both teams. They're coming out with kind of wide open hockey here in the first 5 minutes of this third period.
It's back up for Coldwell. He'll take a shot that gets all the way through, but wide. Buzzio here. The junior forward got it cleared out, and now it's played down all the way by Jared Van Wormer. Thompson here with an intercept on the boards. Thompson goes low, tries to walk it to the front. That puck's sitting loose. Ends up bouncing to the corner. Van Wormer tries to get away from Coldwell. Centering pass comes into the paint. Kamal can't cover. It'll be Binkley picking it up here. Binkley a shot in, knocked down, and it gets shoveled into the right wing side. Back for Anselmini. He buys some room. He'll try a shot. That one gets redirected by Trupp back behind the net. And now it's out into center ice. Played deep into the zone by Tanner Dusick. Brandon Anselmini. He'll get across the center stripe, and Wrist one in that's up over the top. Sevelrud played it far side. It will be kept in by Zarnausen. Sproul now. Hands it off to Sevelrud. His feet up into center ice. Chipped deep by Allen. Cameron can't find it in his skates. It'll be worked up and out to center ice by Zarnausen. To Babinski and flipped in. Kamal comes out in there. Tried to clear it around, but it hopped up over his stick. Zarnausen now gets tied up. Cameron on this one. Huff gets into him. Puck stays alive here for the Bulldogs. A wrist shot there going wide off the stick of Mayhew. Now Cameron gets to center. Didn't look like he quite gained the center ice strike, but there'll be no icing. 13:15 remaining in the third period. A 4-4 game. Winner this one plays the Minnesota State Mavericks tomorrow in the WCHA Final 5 title game. The Broadmoor Trophy on the line tomorrow night for the league's tournament champion. This is Pettit. He found a little room, and oh, he did all but get the shot away there as he cut to the front of the net. Hubbs trying to work it to the front is broken up. Buzzio fights his way through center ice and into the zone. Eventually gets stood up. Puck sits there though for a shot that's stopped by Kamal. Back up at the point. This one kept in. This hops off the stick there at the side of the net. Went up and over the crossbar. Rassel. There's backhanded in from center ice. Good pace to this third period. Both teams generating opportunities.
They moved the puck. Good caught.
Johnson got tied up there, but Bulldogs able to work it up and out. Sevelrud will send this off the boards. Thompson ahead here. Coldwell took the feed from Kamal, but he'll have to play it back behind the net for Austin Sevelrud. Try to walk in front of his own net, but McDonald bugging him there. Coldwell now gets it to Dewey, off his stick, can't control it. It's back for Sevelrud. He'll try to feed that through center ice. Instead, it'll be dumped into the zone. Andy Huff was able to play it down, but Austin Coldwell has it again for Alaska Anchorage. Played to Quaz, but he's tied up and turned. Mayhew had it in the skates. Still sitting loose there. Eventually cleared off the wall by Brad Dewey. There won't be icing. Mott comes out to play it, and he did get it out into center ice. Dewey from there will clear it in. Alaska Anchorage will finish off a line change here. As we approach 9 minutes gone by here in the third period. Corey Kane, those moves through center ice, but he's cut down there, stepping into the zone. A good play by Allen.
Good back check by Allen to take the puck off his stick.
Binkley. Cut it out to center. Sproul dumps it back in. Brandon Anselmini, his pass gets all the way through and all the way down. No icing, went right under a Seawolf player. Sproul's pass here off target. Thompson got it but couldn't drag it through. Cameron takes the headman pass. Binkley's got it back. Ahead for Thompson into the zone. Again, can't handle it cleanly, and Binkley will have to chase one back in across his line. Anselmini going here. Sophomore defenseman sends a long feed through center ice, but that didn't work either. And Coldwell right back the other way and into the zone. Friesen drops it back for a shot there that gets redirected up and out of play. 4-4 the score. Chris Kamal comes on in the third period. He's played well for the Alaska Anchorage Seawolves. It's tied up.
That last rush, right, going up the ice, one of the #1 defensemen for the Seawolves, Dockin, went off the ice, bent over, went down the tunnel towards the locker room. The trainer assisted to him a little bit, but he's back on the bench now and ready to go again.
McDonald up into the zone. Oh, that nearly snuck through the defense there as getting a stick on it was Babinski trying to chip that one towards the front of the net. Sevelrud will clear one in. Yeah, we had 3 goals in the first period. It was 2-1 Ferris State after one, despite a real good first period of play from Alaska Anchorage. Second period saw 5 goals, 3 of them off the stick of Seawolves. But we've had nothing so far here in the third period past the midway point of period number 3. This is Docker. Coach Schauer just mentioned, so he's back out on the ice getting a shift here. That cross ice pass is behind Kane. Lugged up through center ice here. Dewey broken up. Gerald Mayhew, he scored the first goal of the game, but the way this game's gone, that seemed a long time ago. There's been so much action since. 9 minutes to go in the third. Caldwell back here inside his line. Right ahead, and that gets redirected in by Dylan Hubbs, the freshman. Ryan Lowney. They go cross ice with a pass. It's too far in front of Buzzio. Thompson able to kick it back down towards Buzzio in the corner. But now we get a stop with 8:38 to go in the third period. It's a 4-4 game here in the WCHA Final 5. Who will advance to face Minnesota State tomorrow? Stay with us and find out.
Last time that the Alaska Anchorage Seawolves made a tournament appearance in the NCAA was in 1992, and they've never gotten past gotten past the quarterfinal round.
Well, whatever happens in this game, mentioned it right out the top, Seawolves have clinched their first winning season since the 92-93 season. Here's a turnover for Dewey. He'll get the shot away, and that just glanced off the right shoulder of Mott and went wide. Thompson able to work this one up and out. He'll clear it in. Well, who can dig deep here late? Spool will be able to clear it out in the center. He's going to get it back, though. Now McDonald will try to gain the line, but Robertson couldn't quite get back, and this is an offside call. Robertson arguing that he got back there, but face-off will come outside the blue line here with 7:52 to go. Let's head down to Dave Ellis. He's down between the benches.
Talked to Matt Thomas before the period, guys, and he came up with a little wink and a nod and said, you know, this is what hockey is all about. And that goaltending change, according to the bench, just a coach's hunch. Jeff Sauer knows all about those.
I used to pull a goaltender to get a sixth attacker on the ice. I'd go home and my wife would ask me, why do I do that? It never works.
Bailey working his way in here. That works just often enough, right? So that is still a strategy you got to employ. And Matt Thomas there, just the coach's hunch, making a change.
So far, it's worked.
That's exactly right. And Meany will back in this one in. Coming out from behind the net, Chris Williams. Now played out into center ice. Will be carried into the zone by Matt Bailey. Bailey gets the shot away there, used the defenseman as a screen, and Mott has to make the pad stop.
Nice toe drag there by Bailey, and used the defenseman, as you said, for a screen. Got a nice shot off. Mott made a big save.
Zarnausen circling back behind his net here now. Now the goals came fast and furious in the second period. This game has the sense here in the third that if someone could chip one in, it might be the difference maker. 6:34 to go in the third as Mott holds on to that sharp angle shot for a face-off inside the Ferris State end.
Yeah, that was not a good angled shot, but again, Mott didn't look comfortable. I really, as a coach, I would be nervous with him in the net right now. He didn't look comfortable there. It went into his padding and so forth from the side of the, down below the circle, but it seems like he just lost control of the puck a bit.
Faceoff comes up to Mott's right. Tatchell against Van Warmer on the faceoff. Thompson steps in to gain it and work his way out to center ice, but couldn't hook up there cleanly with Buzzio, who just has to dump it in. Kamal to Sevelrud. Tatchell play that ahead towards Dewey. Lowney able to get it back out into center, and that's going to be an offside call. Sevelrud didn't realize he had a teammate still trapped ahead there. That'll send the faceoff out into neutral ice here with 6:15 to play in the third period.
Both coaches have shortened up their bench. Ferris State has gone to pretty basically 3 lines, and you're seeing Bailey coming out here. He is out here again on a shift. He's out here again second time coming out. You'll see a lot of him here down the stretch in the last 6 minutes of the game.
4 goals on the board for the Seawolves. Matt Bailey pointless in this one, though. Yet to be decided who will be the difference maker in this one. Bailey goes back into his own left corner. Gets tied up there, and that creates a turnover. Now centered, but tied up in front there, Robertson, so he can't get a shot away, and Kamal will cover it for a face-off. 14 minutes into this third. We'll stay inside the Alaska Anchorage zone here for the draw. Bailey stays out there. Ian McDonald this time on the face-off. Bailey wins it into the corner. Moved by Williams to the near side. Allen will go up ice with it. Cameron into the zone. Gave it back for Dock, and his shot save made. Another awkward rebound, but Bailey couldn't get a shot away. Back up at the point. Here's a drive that caught a piece of mud on its way through. Allen now. Allen centers one across, but again it gets through Bailey. Dockin here at the near point, able to steer it down the board. Let's go! Let's go! Cameron trying to work it up and out. It'll be lifted off the glass by Kenny Babinski. And Derek Dockin goes back into his end to get after it. Ahead for Cameron. Now Anselmini goes back around behind him. And this one will get up and out of play. Stoppage here with 5:11 to go in the third period. As you look at Brandon Anselmini, the sophomore defenseman.
Maybe, you know, Kamal, if you take a look at where he is from, it's kind of an interesting story. He's from Georgia, and he went from Georgia to Alaska. Now, how do you explain that to your folks? I'm going to go up there. He's probably closer to home here than he ever has been all year long.
Shot in there, gets eaten up by Mott for the face-off. Definitely a long trip for the netminder Kamal. Played his junior hockey for the Alexandria Blizzard, the North America Hockey League.
That's in Minnesota, so he's been kind of all over the map in terms of his hockey career.
Seems like he might be a bit more of a puck-moving goaltender, a guy who can get out of the net, stop it behind the net, and maybe that was part of the thinking. There's a couple times he's been able to come up and stop the dump-ins back behind the net and steer it free to his defenseman.
Well, all I can say is for a guy that hasn't been on the ice since about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, he's been impressive in the first 4 or 5 shots stops he's made.
Mott comes out, he'll sweep it around, but Dewey will get there first. Anselmini, he tries to lob it out, and he does get enough of it to clear it out of the zone. Back in, Jordan Quas. Mott will stop him behind the net. Then Sproul kept it in, over for Quas, gets the shot away, and that goes off of Mott, and Anselmini's there to knock it away. Now Anselmini will clear out to center, but he runs out of gas at center ice. And this will be cleared up off the boards for Tatchell. Tatchell, cross corner dump in, and he'll head off for a line change here. 4:20 to go in the third. This will be carried up and in. Babinski trying to gather it over there. He's broken up, cleared by Dewey. Scott Zarnausen retreats into his own end to get after it here. Up ice feed, and a good play at center ice by Sproul, tying up Babinski to take it away and send it back deep in the Ferris State defensive end. White able to push it up the boards. Babinski will be able to send it to the far wing side, and from there it is dumped in by Robertson. McDonald hooks up with Kane, who will have to chase it to the corner. Kane tried to drop it down low. Williams gets it, and he'll be able to clear it out. This puck turned over. Cameron. Down into the corner, he goes after it. Now played back up towards the point, and now it's out into center ice for Mayhew. He tries to build speed through center ice. Mayhew down into the corner. Kane behind the net. Ridden off there by Coldwell. And this puck carried out towards center ice by Zach Rassel. Played in off the glass. Pulled up by Pettit. He goes across in front with it. It gets all the way through off the wall for Hubbs. He'll take a shot. And that's stopped by Mott. He has to stop the rebound as that one's just outside the goal line from Zach Rassel. But Mott holds his ground, and it stays a 4-4 game. Under 3 to play in the third period here in Grand Rapids. Back here at Van Andel Arena, just an hour up the road, Ferris State University, a battle today against some of those fans from Anchorage, Alaska, hoping their Seawolves can advance to the WCHA Final 5 title game tomorrow night. Dan Parkhurst and the coach Jeff Sauer upstairs as Van Warmer tries to work one down low. Buzzio. A battle with Bailey. 221s down there in the corner going after it. Bailey staple him into the wall. They're pretty good. Van Warmer will send this one down low for Buzzio. A little space this time. Wraparound gets broken up, but then it hopped off of Thompson and will be cleared. White looking to clear it back into the zone. Sevelrud goes back deep after it. Babinski, he tumbles down. Back at the point for Binkley. Goes cross ice there for a shot and a save. There's a big rebound as that shot from the left point by Anselmini was stopped by Kamal. Dewey back for Tatchell. He'll drag it for a shot that goes wide on a deflection, and Babinski will clear it. Williams on it here. 1 minute and 3/4 to go in this one. Mott will cover up, and we'll get a face-off inside the Ferris State zone. A 4-4 game.
Entertaining game here, Dan. First period was all early, was all Ferris State. Seawolves came on, made a game of it, 4 unanswered goals. Ferris State came back in the second period. A lot of goals scored, a lot of excitement. And here in the third period, a lot of end-to-end action, good goaltending both ways. We got a tie game here with just 1 minute and 40 left to go in the third period.
Faceoff gets one back to the point. Seen all the way that shot. Mott able to glove it down as Sproul snapped one off there from the right point. So we'll reset again here for the faceoff inside the Ferris State end. Tatchell, who's out there with Dewey and Kloss. Tatchell against Kane on the draw. Zarnausen played it up off the glass. Huff has it at center. Hands it off to Mayhew. Mayhew goes wide, tries a shot. That will get deflected out of play, and we'll have a face-off. This time back down in the Alaska Anchorage end with 1:25 to go.
Off the face-off, Ferris State comes out of the zone with a 3-on-2 rush. And a good opportunity, but puck deflected up into the netting. An opportunity now here on an offensive zone face-off, set up a play. Minute 25 seconds left to go in the period. See if they can get a couple good shots here late in the game.
Van Warmer lines up against Bailey. Bailey wins it cleanly back into the corner for Williams.
Important face-off win by Bailey there.
Allen gloves down the lob through center ice to get it into the zone. Helping out and stepping in there is Cameron. He's broken his stick in the process, though, and he'll have to head off the ice as that centering feed gets through Bailey and will be carried back the other way by Buzzio. Buzzio working his way in. We're into the final minute of regulation. Bailey here. And that's cleared into the crowd. 50.7 seconds remaining. Talking about where the faceoff's going to be here. It will stay in the zone, although they do signal to the benches that everybody can go ahead and change up because it did go.
It was a deflection off of a stick. Another important face-off here.
Kenny Babinski will take it. Kachel out there for the Seawolves. Babinski wins it. It's back for a shot. Blocked down in front. Kamal, though, able to stay with it and get it covered up. It got blocked and trickled towards him, and he stayed sharp.
Here they come back again. Bailey coming back out on that faceoff. Matt Thomas didn't like what he saw there on the faceoff. 50 seconds left to go in the period. You want to make sure that you know what's going on. You got your players covered out there. Brings his center iceman, the experienced player Bailey, back out to take the draw.
Bailey able to steer it to the boards. Man gets knocked down over there. Kane trying to gather it in. Cameron will be able to clear. Walked right back in by Zarnhausen. He'll try a shot, and again, it's deflected up and off the playing surface. But the Bulldogs will get another opportunity here at an offensive zone faceoff.
That's why you practice faceoffs during the course of the season. All 4 teams in practice yesterday. At the end of practice, put the centers together. They work on their faceoffs. Very, very important this time of a game. Important in any time of the game, but especially when game's on the line like this at the end of a period.
Van Warmer's going to try to win this one back towards Buzzio. He does. Buzzio shot, save made. But the clean face-off win sets up the good scoring opportunity in the final minute here. Zarnhausen ties up on the far side. Van Warmer cleared it out to center ice. That one shot in from center. 16 seconds to go here in the third. Sevelrud will walk his way up ice. Broken up there, Zarnhausen. There's a walk into the zone, an opportunity. Thompson shot, kicked aside, come on. Thompson tries to center. That's broken up. And the third period ends.
Seawolves are lucky right there at the end. Thompson had a great opportunity with about 4 seconds left to go. Seawolves just got lazy and let him get in with the puck. Good save by the goaltender to keep it clean here in the third period.
Back in Grand Rapids, Michigan, overtime on the way. A 4-4 tie here between the Alaska Anchorage Seawolves and the Ferris State Bulldogs. We'll show you how we got here. It started early for the Ferris State Bulldogs. A couple of first period goals to take a 2-0 lead. This first one, a power play goal. Gerald Mayhew, set up by Corey Kane. Justin Buzzio, a nifty move here. Gave the Bulldogs a 2-0 lead, but after that, for more than a full period of play, it was all Alaska Anchorage, including this redirection goal from Brett Cameron that got the Seawolves on the board. It was 2-1 after one. A busy second period of play saw the Seawolves score the next 3 goals. Austin Caldwell made it a 2-2 game. Zach Rassel here picking up the rebound. Put the Seawolves on top 3-2, and then continuing the pressure, Hudson Friesen put the Seawolves up by 2 at 4-2. Back though, rallying come the Ferris State Bulldogs. First Garrett Thompson, and then a redirection goal from Andy Huff tied things up at 4-4. No team able to score in the third period of play, and we head to overtime. More from Van Andel Arena. Coming up, it's the WCHA Final Five. 20 minutes on the scoreboard. We head to overtime. We need a winner to advance to tomorrow's WCHA Final Five championship game to face Minnesota State. Dan Parkhurst to the coach, Jeff Sauer upstairs. Dave Ellis down between the benches.
As a coach, you don't do anything a lot different. You want to keep playing the way you were playing. Hope the momentum stays that way. You just want to make sure that your players think defense first and make sure that there's a third man back, especially when you change ends like this. Long way to the bench on the changes and so forth. You don't want to change 5 all at the same time. Little things like that, just put it in their minds that they've got to think defense first before they start running all over the ice trying to generate offense.
Just outside the Alaska Anchorage line here for the faceoff. Coldwell has it here. Dewey got a redirect on that to get it deep into the zone. Gets around and out to center ice where Buzzio waits. He tried to leave it on the wall there, but Van Warmer went tumbling down. Buzzio clears this one in. Quaz on the breakout to Tatchell. Reaching back to grab it there, Coldwell. He's up into the zone here now. Coldwell working wide, back behind the net. He'll leave it there. Dewey after it. Dewey centers one. Mott has to cover up. Get down to Dave Ellis. He's down between the benches. Here we go in overtime, bud.
Well, nobody else has anywhere to go, right? Don't have a second game to hold up. Both teams right now, guys, are good chatter on the benches. They're both fired up. Ferris State really wants to win this thing right away. Their coaches have been talking, let's come out like we did in the first 5 minutes of the hockey game, which was probably their best that they've played so far. And hey, the Seawolves are just going to hang around as long as they need to right now. Adversity, no big deal to them.
Dave, thanks. Skating from back behind his net, Kenny Babinski. Get it out to center. Robertson clears it in. Babinski gets after it, tries to throw one across in front. This gets picked off. Zach Rassel given away and brought back into the zone. Babinski plays it deep. Rassel again to get it. Right up there. Matt Robertson. Spool behind the net. We'll get this one off for Derek Dockett. Dockett from the red line, able to clear this one off the glove of White and into the zone. Zarnausen clears it up the boards. This will be kept in at the line. Hub shot blocked. Rassel centers and just unable to get a clean hold of it there is Pettit. Zarnausen wins that battle for the puck, but he cleared it around the boards and it's kept alive by Blake Leask. Now Coldwell will try to contain it. He does. He sends it down low. Zarnausen able to find Kane, and Corey Kane works up through center ice. Kane, the senior forward, shot it in from outside the line. It'll be gloved and held on to by Chris Kamal. If you haven't been with us all game, Rob Gunderson started. He played the first 2 periods for Alaska Anchorage, but Kamal came on in the 3rd period and played very well.
That last exchange here between the two teams, the 2 top defensemen on each team, Dockett for the Seawolves brought the puck up the ice and got a good shot on goal. And Cesarzen came out of the, did a good defensive play in the zone, made a breakout pass, broke Ferris State out to the other end.
Lease tried to clear it, but instead shoveled that up onto the Ferris State bench. Faceoff will stay inside the Alaska Anchorage end. You look there at Scott Allen, the junior forward out of Edmonton. One of the top players on this team. Had a goal and 2 assists last week in the quarterfinal series victory. That coming against their arch rivals. Here's an opportunity right off the faceoff. Walk into that one, but lifting it up too far is Buzzio. Thompson, who scored a big goal to get his team back going when they were down 4-2, plays that one over for a quick, sharp angle bid there by Van Warmer. That's gloved by Kamal.
I wonder if they were shooting pucks at Kamal in the hallway here between periods. He's been really sharp. He's been really sharp since he came into the game at the beginning of this 3rd period.
Overtime records, by the way, on the season. Alaska Anchorage 1-1-4. Ferris State 2-0-2. Opportunity here. Mayhew, his shot, score! Gerald Mayhew! The freshman gets his 2nd of the game. He bookends it. The first of the game, the last of the game. The Bulldogs win it 5-4.
Importance of faceoffs in critical situations. A great draw by the center iceman to come back. Walks to the middle. Mayhew walks to the middle of the rink, has patience, and beats the goaltender back on the stick side. Nice face-off play. Big win for Ferris State to put them into the championship game tomorrow night against Minnesota State.
And the folks who traveled the short distance down from Big Rapids rise in celebration with their team, the Bulldogs, who will head to the championship game, as Coach Sauer mentioned, tomorrow. We'll have that one for you at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. It will be the Bulldogs or the Mavericks who raise the Broadmoor Trophy tomorrow as the WCHA Final Five champions. The handshakes at center ice. Coach, what a battle, though, from Alaska Anchorage tonight. They really controlled a good portion of that game and ended up out-shooting the Ferris State Bulldogs by a significant margin. But it'll be the Ferris State Bulldogs who walk to the championship tomorrow after this goal.
Nice face-off win. Mayhew comes across. He gets the goaltender moving across the crease, and he puts it back where the goaltender was. Smart play by the freshman. Good face-off win by the center iceman. And there's some relief on that Ferris State bench there, and I'm sure Bobby Daniels is happier than anybody on that bench to get that win. But yes, the Seawolves gave a great game tonight. Great effort. Did an excellent job. It was a very tight, contested game. A lot of goals scored. But in the end, Ferris State got the one that they needed, got the one, the most important goal of the night.
Not a shock that the way this season down the stretch went, so many one-goal games in regular season play, so many one-goal games last weekend in the quarterfinals, another one-goal game here in the semifinals between the team that was the top seed and the team that was the 6th seed in the WCHA playoffs. It all comes down to an overtime game winner from Gerald Mayhew, the freshman forward, his 2nd goal of the game, and a championship battle tomorrow night between Ferris State and Minnesota State here in the Final Five championship game. Down at ice level, Dave Ellis now joined by the head coach of the Ferris State Bulldogs, Bob Daniels.
In the end, Bob, doesn't matter how you get there, you're there.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. And, you know, early on we jumped to a 2-goal lead. We were not playing well. And I don't think we really started playing well and we fell behind 4-2. So I think, you know, when we went into the second, we figured that's about what we deserved was 4-4. But realistically, when we built that lead, we were not playing well at all.
Is it important to get this goal early in the overtime and be done with it?
I think so, given the fact that, you know, we went down to 3 lines awful early, and I didn't, you know, we got the 4th line that was kind of out of it then at that point. I couldn't use them, so all of a sudden, if we went deep into overtime, we would have really burned the top 3 lines out. So, you know, we'll put a couple different guys in the lineup tomorrow and try to get a little energy going into tomorrow night's game.
Chance to play for a trophy. That's what every team wants, right?
Yeah, we feel very fortunate to be playing for it tomorrow. That's for sure.
Congratulations, Coach. Well done. We'll talk to the goal scorer now. Got 2 in the game, and one of them the biggest one, Gerald Mayhew. Heck of a job out there. Set up that winning goal for me. How'd that happen?
We had a face-off dot. I told Kaner to, you know, you got to bear down here, just get it to me. And I got it, just shot it. A lot of traffic in front of the net, just went in the net. So.
Did you see space or just kind of throw it on there and hope?
Usually when we work at it in practice, usually just try to throw it low and hopefully it goes in. So.
Ask Coach about this one, getting that goal early in the overtime. That's got to be a big thing too, knowing you're playing a very tough team tomorrow.
Yeah, we got a lot of work to do still, so it's good.
You guys are right down to the last day for the trophy with Minnesota State. It's going to come down to head-to-head this time. This is going to be a lot of fun tomorrow, isn't it?
Oh yeah, we got to bring our A game tomorrow.
Congratulations, well done. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
That's Gerald Mayhew, the game-winning goal. We'll send it back upstairs to head coach Jeff Sauer and Dan Parkhurst.
Dave, thanks so much. A thrilling overtime win for the Ferris State Bulldogs. And coach, tomorrow the matchup, the Bulldogs and the Mavericks, the 2 teams that finished at the top of the WCHA standings. Set us up for tomorrow. What are you looking for out of tomorrow's action?
Well, I think it's going to be an excellent hockey game. Minnesota State and Ferris State are much the same type of teams. They've got excellent forwards with great quickness. I'd have to give Ferris State the advantage on defense in terms of mobility and that type of thing. But I think it'll be a very exciting game, a fitting end to an excellent season in the WCHA here at the Final Five tournament. The top 2 teams playing for the Broadmoor Trophy.
Minnesota State wins earlier over Bowling Green, a 4-0 victory. Our final score here in the 2nd semifinal, 5-4, the overtime win for the Ferris State Bulldogs. Tomorrow, those 2 teams face off for the Broadmoor Trophy. Ultimately, it came down to a goal from freshman Gerald Mayhew to win the game for the Ferris State Bulldogs. For Dave Ellis and Coach Jeff Sauer, I'm Dan Parkhurst. Thanks so much for being with us, folks. Tomorrow night, we'll be back here at Van Andel Arena to find the Final Five champion.